Hey everyone, how's it going? It's that nerd Ryan here, and today we're reviewing the movie Glass Onion, which is playing right behind me right now because that's our new format. So anyways, we're going to be covering this kind of the old-fashioned way. We got technical difficulties as well as me having a very busy week, basically. I wasn't able to do how I want to do these now, where I kind of cut in me watching the movie with you guys, but had to do it this way. I do apologize. But this is the brand new Knives Out sequel, which is great because we did Knives Out last week. And it is honestly a very good movie. It's a Netflix exclusive movie, so if you have Netflix, that's how you have to check it out. It's not in theaters, it's not on any other platform as of right now, and not on DVD, Blu-ray, digital, whatever you use, VHS, to watch this movie. So, being a Knives Out sequel, we do get one character from the original Knives Out in the movie, and that is Daniel Craig's LeBlanc. He's basically kind of, I feel like, the main character of the Knives Out series, because hopefully there will be sequels in this, or just spin-offs, because this is such a good series. I love it. Never been a fan of murder mysteries until watching these movies, and I just think they're great. I am going to give a quick ranking first, and then we'll talk about the movie with spoilers. So for the story, I thought it was a very good story. There did do something weird in it that we'll get to in the spoiler review portion of this, and it did kind of distract me, so I did have to give it a 8 out of 10 on that. For characters, I thought the characters were even a little bit more iconic than the ones in Knives Out, because they didn't mesh together as much as they did in Knives Out. I gotta give it a 9 out of 10. Then for visual effects, there wasn't really that much visual effects in it. However, any type of pyrotechnics and stuff like that I count, or the way that like set pieces work, that's how I look at that, along with cinematography. But I do give the VFX a 9 out of 10 as well. Cinematography, I give a 10 out of 10. There's some great cinematography scenes in this, especially towards the end. I can't really talk about that, but I just remember sitting there going, "Ooh, that's cool." Script, I thought that it was a pretty good script. There were some like kind of preachy lines in it. I liked how it incorporated COVID into the movie. Have to give it a 9 out of 10 as well. This movie altogether a 9 out of 10. Now, let's talk spoilers. So, we get introduced to our main characters. Did not completely remember all their names, but one is Duke, who is a Twitch streamer. We get then introduced to Catherine Hahn's character, who is a politician. We get introduced to this... Oh, wait, not this character. This is Dave Bautista's character, Duke. But we also get introduced to a tech genius. And then we get introduced to basically a party girl and like characters that kind of coalesced with them in that as well. And then for some reason, I just keep wanting to look to make sure I could point out characters to you if I have to, but for some reason Daniel Craig gets invited too. We're also shown a random girl. So basically everybody gets invited to this island to play a murder mystery game, and they have to solve this puzzle to be able to be invited. And the funny part about that is we're then introduced to this one character who just takes a hammer to it and opens it that way. They end up showing up to this, and Daniel Craig is there for some reason that he also does not know. So kind of like the first Knives Out, where he doesn't know why he got sent the investigation before the murder happened. sort of thing, but there's a twist to that. We're introduced to also Edward Norton and Edward Norton's ex-wife, or so we think. So the whole plot of it was that he was going to have a murder mystery for the weekend at his private island, which is named after the bar that they all met, which is named after a Beatles song, aka Glass Onion, the name of the movie. And they're going to basically have a fun weekend in this, he calls it a commune. And he's like, this murder is going to start anytime now. I'm going to obviously interact with you guys, but I'm not going to basically spoil the ending or anything. Also, people are trying to figure out why his ex-wife is there because they don't get along. And Daniel Craig solves the murder mystery before it even happens. In a very funny scene because he explains the whole thing, and then like the fake murder happens where he gets shot with a fake arrow and then fake blood starts squirting out. It was probably the funniest scene. And then Daniel Craig basically goes, you understand, you invited all these people here that have a reason to kill you, play out a fake murder of you, you're making them think about killing you, this is a terrible idea. And then in that, they kind of like all get together, have a party, and then Dave Bautista gets poisoned with Edward Norton's glass. So there is the true murder that we think is the true murder. In that time, they're trying to figure out where Edward Norton's ex-wife, whose name is Andy, is, because she disappeared. And during that, they're trying to look around and everything. The power goes out. Edward Norton starts freaking out. LeBlanc goes to find Andy and is telling her, you're the only one who could solve this murder, and then she gets shot. In that, LeBlanc walks in with everybody, then we cut back to where the movie began, but from Andy's twin sister Helen's perspective. So it turned out Andy was the actual murderer. She was murdered before the movie began, and it was made to look like a suicide, but it was not. And Helen decides to kind of go undercover with LeBlanc to figure out which one of them murdered her sister. We spend a good half an hour in that flashback, and then it all catches up. It turned out she was saved by a book in her pocket from the bullet wound, and then they faked her death too. And then after that, they finally solve who the murderer was, which was Edward Norton the whole time. And in this, Helen starts basically destroying everything. The reason why he murdered Andy, by the way, I forgot to mention, is they all work together to make this certain product that would be like sustainable energy. And what the sustainable energy ended up doing is it made everything like the Hindenburg. So Andy was about to rat out about that, and Edward Norton killed her to stop that from happening. In that too, he killed Dave Bautista because he was about to rat out that Andy is already dead, how is she here? So he killed him. Then he tried to kill Helen to cover that up. And in that, Helen basically destroys his art room, where he also has the original Mona Lisa, because he had this whole thing of he wants to be mentioned in the same breath as the Mona Lisa. And actually how that ended was perfect, was she lit up the entire mansion and then let the safety glass go down on the Mona Lisa, and Edward Norton's thrown a fit and everything, and she goes, well, you did get your wish because you're the person that destroyed the Mona Lisa, so your name's going to be in the same breath as the Mona Lisa. And that's how the movie ends, is basically everybody gets their comeuppance, which I thought was great. And yeah, like I said, I enjoyed the movie. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and follow me on all my social media down below. It's that Nerd Ryan telling you. Have an amazing